In the last lecture, we have seen analysis of portal frame by using Kani's method, and the problem was regarding analysis by considering the symmetry of frame, in which the axis of symmetry was passing through the columns. Okay, now we'll see another example on analysis of symmetric portal frame, in which the axis of symmetry is passing through the midspan of beams. Now you can see the problem given is like this: analyze the symmetric frame shown in figure by Kani's method and indicate the final end moments on the sketch of the frame. Use symmetry. So if you see this particular frame, you can see here the beam CD and BE are subjected to uniformly distributed load of 90 kN per meter throughout the span of the beam. The column moment of inertia is I, that of moment of inertia of beams is twice I. Span of beams is 8 meter and span of columns is 4 meter. Okay, now you can see here, as the loading is symmetric, the beam properties, column properties are symmetric about an axis which is passing through center line of this particular beam CD and BE. You can see this. At the same time, both the supports are same, that is support at A and E are same. Therefore, it is a problem of portal frame without side sway. Okay, at the same time, this particular portal frame is a symmetric portal frame. Therefore, we can take the advantage of this symmetry for solving this particular problem. So we'll start with the solution. So step number 1 is to find out the fixed end moment. So for span CD and B, there will be fixed end moment. For columns, all the columns, there won't be any fixed end moment, because the columns are not subjected to any load. The columns are not subjected to any external load. Okay, therefore the fixed end moment for CD, therefore the fixed end moment for BE is equal to minus 90 into 8 square divided by 12. The formula used here is minus WL square divided by 12. So we get a fixed end moment of minus 480 kilonewton per meter, kilonewton meter for span BE. Similarly, we get the fixed end moment for EB, that should be opposite sign of that of B. Therefore, we get the fixed end moment for EB as 480 kilonewton meter. Now for span CD, the fixed end moment is again minus 90 into 8 square divided by 12 is equal to minus 480 kilonewton meter. The formula again here used is minus WL square divided by 12. Similarly, the fixed end moment for span DC, that should be plus 480 kilonewton meter, which is as shown here. For all other spans, that is span AB, BA, BC, CB, EF, FE and DE, ED, all these fixed end moments will be zero, because the columns are not subjected to any external load. Next, as you can see, this particular frame is symmetric about an axis which is passing through the midspan of beams CD and BE. Therefore, we can modify this particular beam. We can modify this particular frame so that we can take advantage of the symmetry of this particular frame. Okay, so the equivalent frame will be something like this, where this point D or support D, we consider these D and E as fixed support, and these are at the midspan of span CD and BE. These are at the midspan of span CD and DE. Okay, BE, and we'll be now analyzing this much portion of this particular given frame. Okay, and based on the result obtained for this particular equivalent symmetric frame, we can determine the bending moment for members meeting at joint D, E and F. Okay, so this is the equivalent frame which will be solving. Now when we will be solving a problem involving the axis of symmetry is passing through the midspan of your beam, then the stiffness of that particular beams through which the axis of symmetry is passing is modified. The stiffness for these beams is given by this particular formula, that is half into stiffness of that particular member. Half into stiffness of that particular member. So for span CD, it was 8 meter, the span CD, okay, this CD was 8 meter, therefore the stiffness for this span CD, this will be half into 4 EI, I here it is twice I divided by 8. So we get the stiffness as 0.5 EI for span CD dash and BE dash. Okay. Next step is we have to find out the rotation factor. In next step we have to find out the rotation factor. Okay. Now the rotation factor is given by this particular equation. The rotation factor is given by this particular equation, that is rotation factor is equal to minus half, is given by minus half into K by summation K, where this K is stiffness of that particular member and summation of K is the sum of stiffness of all the members meeting at that particular joint. Now we have to prepare a table like this, and in this table we would be calculating the rotation factor. We'll be calculating the rotation factor. So at joint C, you can see here two members are meeting, that is CD dash and CB. We'll find out the stiffness for this each of the members. Okay. Now our frame is like this. Now stiffness for this member CD dash, that will be, as we have already found out that is equal to 0.5 EI. You can see here for CD dash and BE it is 0.5 EI. So we get it as 0.5 EI. For CB it will be 4 EI by L. Therefore we get the stiffness as EI, and summation of K for joint C, that will be 1.5 EI. Now the rotation factor is given by this particular formula, that is rotation factor is equal to minus half into K by summation K. Therefore the stiffness for rotation factor for CD dash that will be equal to 0.5 divided by 1.5, that is equal to minus 0.167. Similarly for CB it will be minus 0.333. Now we'll find out the rotation factor for members meeting at joint B. Now for member BA, the stiffness will be equal to 4 EI by L. Here L is 4 meter, therefore it will be EI only. Similarly, BE dash, we have already calculated that as 0.5 EI, and for BC again it is 4 EI by L, so that is equal to EI. So final summation of K for members meeting at joint B, that will be 2.5 EI, and the rotation factor is equal to minus half into K divided by summation K. Therefore the rotation factor for BA, this will be equal to EI, EI divided by 2.5 EI. So that will be equal to minus 0.5 EI. Similarly for BE, the rotation factor is equal to 0.5 EI divided by 2.5 EI. So that will be equal to minus 0.1 EI. Similarly, the rotation factor for member BC, that will be again equal to minus 0.2. This is how the rotation factors are calculated. Next step is to find out the rotation contribution. So the for calculating the rotation contribution, we will be preparing a table like this. This is called as rotation contribution table, and first we will be writing down the fixed end moment at all the joints like this. Okay, we'll be writing down fixed end moment first at these locations. Then we'll write down the summation of fixed end moment in this small box. Summation of fixed end moment of all the joints or members meeting at this particular location we'll be writing that in this small box. Then we'll write down the rotation factor for each corresponding members in the space provided here. Okay, we'll be writing down the rotation factor for CB here, for CD we'll be writing here, for BC we'll be writing here, for BE we'll be writing here, and for BA we'll be writing here, like this. Okay, next step is to find out the rotation contribution. To find out the rotation contribution, we'll be preparing one table like this. This is called as rotation contribution table. And then we'll be writing down the fixed end moment values. We'll be writing down the fixed end moment values here. For AB, we'll be writing MFAB here, MFBA here, MFBE, MFEB, MFBC, MFCB, MFCD, and MFD. We'll be writing the fixed end moment values like that here, like this. Okay. Then we'll be writing down the summation of fixed end moment of all the members meeting at joint C here in this particular box. That is, this will be the sum of MFCB plus MFCD dash. This will be D dash and this will be E dash, like this. This particular box, we'll be writing down the summation of all the members meeting at joint fixed end moment of all the members meeting at joint B. So this summation of FEM, this will be equal to MFBC plus MFBE plus MFBE, okay, like this. Then we'll be writing down the rotation factors. We'll be writing down the rotation factor values, corresponding rotation factors values here in the small boxes. Like that. And the rotation contribution is given by this particular formula, that is rotation contribution for AB or any member is equal to rotation factor multiplied by bracket summation of fixed end moment at that particular joint plus summation of rotation contribution of far end, summation of rotation contribution of far end. Okay, so we'll find out the rotation contribution for each of the members now meeting at the joints B and C. So this is the formula which will be used for calculating the rotation contribution, and like this the fixed end moment values are written here. The summation of fixed end moment values are written here, rotation factors are written here like this. For corresponding members, we have joint B here, we have joint C here, we have joint D dash here, and we have joint E dash here. Okay, so we'll be finding out the rotation contribution for members meeting at joint C first. Okay, so you can see here at joint C we have CB and CD dash. So the rotation contribution is given by this particular formula, that is M dash EB is equal to rotation factor multiplied by in bracket summation of fixed end moment meeting at this particular joint plus summation of rotation contribution of far end moment. Okay. So first we'll find out for CB. Okay. You can see the far end rotation contribution for member BC is 0, therefore we will be considering that as 0. For member D dash C, nothing is there, therefore we will be assuming it as a 0. Therefore, if we put the values here, in this particular formula for CB, then the M dash CB, this will be equal to rotation factor is minus 0.333 multiplied by summation of fixed end moment, that is minus 480 plus 0 plus 0. You can see here. Okay. So this will be equal to 160. This will be equal to 160. Just write down this value here. Okay. Now we will be finding out the rotation contribution for the member CD dash. We will be finding out for the member CD dash. Just replace the rotation factor here. CD dash M dash CD dash. Rotation factor is minus 0.167 and we'll get the value, and we'll get the value, it is equal to 80. It is equal to 80. So just write down here. Okay. So it is written like this. Like this, we have to find out the rotation factors. Sorry, rotation contribution. Now we'll find out the rotation contribution for members meeting at joint C. B at joint here at B. Okay. So for BC, for member BC, the rotation contribution M dash BC. This M dash BC will be equal to rotation factor for BC. First we'll find out for BA. So rotation contribution for BA, that will be equal to rotation factor for BA, that is minus 0.2 multiplied by summation of fixed moment, that is minus 480, plus rotation contribution of far end. So here far end is this 160. So I'll write down here 160 plus rotation contribution of this joint, that is 0. Nothing is there, we'll consider 0. So plus 0 plus rotation contribution of this joint, that is nothing is there, we will be considering that as 0. So this will be equal to 64.000. Just write down this value here. Okay. Next, for member B dash, next for member BE dash. Okay, for member BE dash, the rotation contribution, that will be the rotation contribution for BE dash, that is MBE dash, that is equal to rotation factor for BE dash, that is minus 0.1 into 480 plus 160 plus 0 plus again 0, that is equal to, we will get this equal to 32. We'll get this equal to 32. Just write down this value. Write down this value here. Okay. Next, we have to find out the rotation contribution for member BC, which we will be writing down here. So for finding out the rotation contribution for member BC, we have the formula M dash BC. This is equal to rotation factor for BC, rotation factor for BC, that is minus 0.2 multiplied by summation of fixed moment at that joint, that is minus 480 plus rotation contribution at far end, that is this 160 plus rotation contribution at this end plus this end, so this will be 0. So we get this value as 64 again. Just write down this value here. Okay, we'll get 64. Okay, similarly, this was the cycle number 1. Similarly, we'll be going for cycle number 2. We'll be starting from joint C. Okay, so at joint C, two members are there, CB and CD dash. So rotation contribution for cycle 2 for CB, member CB, this is equal to rotation factor for CB, that is minus 0.333 multiplied by summation of fixed moment, that is minus 480 plus rotation contribution at far end. Okay, here we have 0. So 0 plus this 64. So plus 64. So this will be equal to 138.67. Just write down this value here. Okay. Next, we have to find out the rotation contribution. For member CD dash. So rotation contribution for member CD dash, this will be equal to rotation factor minus 0.167 into summation of fixed moment, that is minus 480 plus rotation contribution at far end, that is this 64. So this will be equal to this will be equal to this will be equal to 69.33. Just write down this value of 69.33 here. Okay. Next, we have to go to joint B, where we can find out the rotation contribution for member BC, BE dash, B and BA. First, we'll be starting with member BA. First, we'll be starting with member BA. Therefore, rotation contribution for BA, that is M dash BA. This is equal to rotation factor for BA, that is minus 0.2 multiplied by summation of fixed end moment at this joint, that is minus 480. So minus 480 plus rotation contribution at far end. Here you can see we have rotation contribution is equal to 138.67. So 138.67 plus 0. So this will be equal to, we get the value equal to 68.27. Just write down this value here like this. Next, we have to find out the rotation contribution for member BE dash, So for member BE dash, we have the rotation contribution is equal to rotation factor minus 0.1 into summation of fixed end moment at joint B plus rotation contribution at far end, that is 138.67 plus 0. So we get this value is equal to 33.01 or 33.13. Just write down this value here. 33.13. Similarly, find out the rotation contribution for member BC. So for member BC, rotation contribution, that is B dash C, is equal to rotation factor for BC, that is minus 0.2 multiplied by summation of fixed end moment plus rotation contribution at far end. So we get this value is equal to 68.23. Just write down this value here. Okay. Now again, this cycle number 2 is completed. And we have to go for cycle number 3, because you can see here the difference between the consecutive values is not negligible or not small. Okay, therefore we'll be going for the cycle number 3. So we'll be starting with the cycle number 3 at joint C. So rotation contribution for member CB, that is M dash CB is equal to rotation factor for member CB, that is minus 0.333 multiplied by summation of fixed end moment at joint C, that is minus 480 plus rotation factor at far end, that is 68.55. 68.27 plus here we have 0. So 0. So this will be equal to 137.24. Just write down this value here. Okay. Next, we have to find out the rotation contribution for member CD dash. So M dash CD dash, this is equal to rotation factor for CD dash, that is minus 0.167 multiplied by summation of fixed end moment at joint C, that is minus 480 plus rotation contribution at far end, that is 68.27 plus 0. So this will be equal to 68.62. Just write down this value here. So we get the figures like this. Okay, again we'll go for cycle number 3 for joint B. So at joint B, we'll be starting with member BA. So rotation contribution for BA, that is M dash BA, this is equal to summation of fixed moment at joint B, that is minus 480, plus rotation contribution at far end. We can see here rotation contribution at far end is 137.24. So 137.24 plus here we have 0, here we have 0. Okay, so 0 plus 0. So this M dash B, this will be equal to 68.55. 68.55. Just write down this value here. So we get the value 68.55. Next we have to find out the rotation contribution for member BE dash, for member BE dash. Okay, so BE dash multiply by this, the value will be same, only we have to change the rotation factor, that is minus 0.1, and we get the value, of M dash BE dash is equal to 34.28. 34.28. Just write down this value here. Similarly, we have to find out the rotation contribution for member BC. So M dash BC, this is equal to summation of fixed moment at joint B, that is minus 480, plus rotation contribution at far end, that is this 137.24, plus here 0, so ignore that, 0 plus 0, and multiply this with rotation factor, that is minus 0.2. So we get this value M dash BC is equal to 68.55. So just write down this value here. We get this. You can see here the difference between these two consecutive values is very small. Here again the difference between these consecutive values is very small. Again the difference is very small. Again the difference between these two consecutive values is very small, and same here. So we can stop here with this cycle number 3. Okay, because all the joints are handled now. The next step is to find out the final end moment. We have find out the rotation contribution. So these are the rotation contribution for different members. Again, this is one. These are the rotation contribution for different members. So we start. This is the formula which will be used for calculating the final end moment. Here MAB, that is final end moment AB, is equal to MFAB, that is fixed end moment AB, plus twice into rotation contribution for near end or M dash AB, plus rotation contribution at far end, that is M dash BA. The same thing is explained here, that is final end moment is equal to fixed end moment plus 2 into rotation contribution of near end plus rotation contribution of far end. This is the formula which is used for calculating the final end moment. So for MAB, the rotation MAB fixed end moment is 0 plus 2 into rotation contribution at far end. So for AB, rotation contribution here it is 0 plus 68. This is the rotation contribution at the far end. You can see here this is 68.55. So this will be equal to 68.55 kilonewton meter. Similarly for BA, the rotation contribution of the fixed end moment for BA is 0 plus 2 into rotation contribution at near end, that is 68.55 plus rotation contribution at far end. Here we have the rotation contribution at 0, therefore we get MBA, that is equal to 137.1 kilonewton meter. Similarly, we can calculate the final end moment for BE. The final end moment BE is equal to fixed end moment for BE, that is minus 480 plus 2 into rotation contribution at near end. You can see here it is 34.28. plus rotation contribution at far end, here it is 0, so it will be equal to 411.44 kilonewton meter. And the final end moment for BC is equal to fixed end moment. We will be using this formula. Fixed end moment, that is 0 plus 2 into rotation contribution at near end, here 2 into rotation contribution near end, plus rotation contribution at far end, So this is equal to 274.2 kilonewton meter. MCB, that is final end moment CB for joint CB. This is D dash and this is E dash. So for CB it will be 342.75. For member CD it will be minus 342.76. And this is how this particular problem is solved. These are the final end moments for this particular beam. Okay, and for rest of the portion or half rest of the portion, the bending moment values will be exactly opposite. That is, the sign will be opposite, but the magnitude will be